Hello and welcome back. Today for our daily drawing is going to be this cute little guy. He's like a raccoon, I think. I know I'm the one that drew it, but you know, sometimes they end up looking what I want them to. Sometimes they don't. It's going to be another fall drawing. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Um, I'm in love with fall. So we're going to start with the background because I'm going to be smart about this. And I kind of have sort of a plan in my mind. And while we're drawing, of course, we are coloring, I guess. We always have a wonderful little chat. Today, I wanted to ask or discuss basically um, because it got brought up on I think the last one, maybe the one before that. But when I was a child, I always had just like this fear of a lot of things actually, but like none of it really matters, obviously. And I know like that's that's how kids are. But like for instance, did anybody think that like in the world they were just as an adult you had to like watch out where you stepped for like quicksand? Or like this one always makes me laugh because I still like, not that I don't like mummies, but they're not my favorite uh movie monster. Like scary mummies, not actual mummies. But like when I was a child, the mummy's curse was always like, oh god, they're gonna force me to be an archaeologist and I'm gonna get the mummy's curse and freaking die. And I know like it's kind of been disproven, obviously, because like archaeologists have lived. Um, another one, another big one that always just like I I thought I would have to worry about this one more was Bigfoot. Because my grandma used to watch like a lot of unsolved mystery shows, and I feel like a lot of the time they were talking about Bigfoot. I don't know why they were always talking about Bigfoot. I just remember always like hearing about Bigfoot, and I'm just like, man, Bigfoot's a problem. Why hasn't anybody done anything about this guy? Um, I know I said I had a plan, and I still kind of do have a plan. I feel like I could have gone a little darker with the color that I chose, but let's go in for the second coat with the darker gray color that I'm going to use because I wanted it to look kind of like he's standing on like the porch on like Halloween going trick or treating in his cute little costume, in his cute little clown slash jester costume. I was gonna give him a hat when I was drawing it, but then I was like, I don't want to get rid of his cute ears. And I tried to make the hat work. I just like sometimes you just gotta listen to your intuition when it comes to art, which is feel like a struggle for me sometimes. I overwork things and I overdo things, and then I get stressed. And I'm like, man, I don't like how this came out. I wish I could have done this better or different, but we're not thinking that way. We're just going. We're flowing. We're moving and grooving with the motion of the ocean, I guess. I guess. Um, but yeah, no, Bigfoot used to scare me as a kid. Uh, anything to do with Bigfoot, Bigfoot lore, Bigfoot mythos, I was like, oh my god, for some reason I'm going to like perish at the hands of Bigfoot because kid brain, you know? I wasn't thinking like a rational adult and being like, wow, hot take, Bigfoot probably doesn't exist. Like, the only way you're going to get me to believe that he exists is like the Yeti version of him, right? Or like in very like northern spots in the world where people don't like, there's not like a bunch of cities everywhere. And like, I know he's supposed to live in the forest, and like he's in like the redwood forest in California and like in the Washington forest. But like, forests are big. I understand that. They're not big enough to hide a Bigfoot or many. And that's the other thing. It's always just like one Bigfoot. There would be more. There would be bones. There would be skeletons. So like, rationally, I'm like, he probably doesn't exist. Right? He still terrified me as a child. Um, Werewolves also terrified me as a child. I think in a different kind of way, because like when I was younger, I watched a lot of Goosebumps. Because I read a lot of Goosebumps. It's probably why I'm a spooky child. Why I was a spooky child, why I am now a spooky adult. Um, but I remember the movies were surprisingly way scarier than the TV show. And I remember getting the Werewolf of Fever Swamp on, I want to say VHS because I don't think it was a DVD at that point. I'm old. Um, but I'm pretty sure it was a VHS. And I, I remember sitting down and being like, oh, yes, we're going to watch it. It's going to be so good. It's going to be scary, but like in a good way. And I can't wait because I liked listening to when I was little. Um, I bedtime stories were Goosebump stories. And I really liked that one. It was good. It was scary. So I wanted to watch the movie adaptation of it. And at that point, I had already seen The Haunted Mask. I had seen, um, what's the other one? I know the two-parter of A Night in Terror Tower. That one's like my favorite. It still is. Like, as an adult, it's still my favorite, even though it's not great. I rewatched it recently. All the Goosebumps are definitely for kids. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, but we sat down to watch this, me and my family. And of course, I was like the brave little kid who was like, oh no, if I am scared of this, then I won't be able to watch scary things anymore. And I want to watch scary things, so I can't be scared of this. He kind of looks like a cat now that I've done this to him. Part of me wants to keep him as like like a gray cat, but the background is gray. I didn't think this through. Oh god. I could keep him gray. Decisions. While I think about that, I guess I will do his costume, which is gonna be red. It's gotta be. I forgot one of the little pumpkins. Whoa. I forgot the one he was holding. Um, but I was like, I can't be scared because if I'm scared, then they're not gonna let me watch anything or read anything scary. So I couldn't tell anybody that I was scared. But I remember like there's one scene in the movie slash two-parter TV show where the werewolf of Fever Swamp freaking jumps on top of one of the, like, it's like a shed or something. And in my little child brain, I was like, oh my god, I didn't know that they could like jump. Like, werewolves can't jump. That doesn't make any sense to child me. Um, and then I remember being in like a 2-story house, and I was like staying over the night there. And I remember going to the bathroom and looking out the window and being like, oh my God, the werewolf's gonna come and get me. Which didn't happen, but like, child me was very scared that it was gonna happen. Okay, we're changing him into a cat, so I'm gonna do another gray layer on the background, and hopefully that darkens it a bit because it's the darker gray that I'm using, and I used the lighter gray for his face. So I'm hoping that gives enough of a contrast. I'm hoping. Don't worry, I know I've left this spot black. It is for a reason. And if this doesn't work, maybe I don't want to go over with black because I feel like that's going to be too dark, but I might have to. Um, so yeah, werewolf scared me. Quicksand scared me. The Bermuda Triangle terrified me. I'd never even been on a boat as a child, but like I was like, man, oh my God, like I'm just gonna like I'm gonna get on a plane and I'm gonna have to go over the Bermuda Triangle and we're all just gonna get sucked into a vortex and disappear forever. Um which again is not how that works. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hit that. That's not how it works. I realize that now as an adult, and there's nothing really truly supernatural about the Bermuda Triangle. It's all just science. Um, I'm actually gonna take the darker color and go over. Yes, perfect. Okay, so we're keeping him a cat, cute little cat. Costume is going to be split down the center. I feel like with doing these and the practice that I'm getting, I feel like I'm doing these a lot quicker. I feel like this one's a lot more complicated than the last one that I did with the fish. And I feel like I'm just like getting through it faster, making decisions faster, which is good. Progress. So quicksand, the Bermuda Triangle. I remember there was a Scooby Doo episode involving the Bermuda Triangle. And I was like, see, this is why it's dangerous. Me and my child brain. Now we're gonna split it down the middle. Half of it, and then half. Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think of other. I feel like I was way too young to be watching Unsolved Mysteries as as a small child. Uh, but I was, and I feel like that didn't help me from being like the weird kid who was like, I want to watch crime dramas and learn about missing people, and mystery is intriguing. I also watched a lot of Scooby Doo and was like, I could solve mysteries. Like that's what I'm going to do when I grow up. For a little while, I kind of wanted to. I wanted to like work in forensics. Um, but my true passion has always been to do like art and stuff. And also, I feel like as I've oh crap, I went over the spot I shouldn't have, but it's okay. As I've gotten older, it's not like I stopped liking mystery and like crime dramas and stuff, but like I don't know, it'd be different if the world was different, if the world wasn't already scary enough. I remember there was one time I was watching Criminal Minds because I freaking loved that show. I loved that show even as a child. Like that was my show. We need the light gray back because his tails are just all not colored in. But so as an adult, I'd binge watch it because I'd seen all of it. Because in high school, I want to say is when they like, I don't know. I know they never. I mean, they wrapped up like the main story. It's still technically kind of going, but like they wrapped up the main story. Um, I'll do a wood color for his foot area, so it looks like he's kind of like on a porch or something. Gives definition for the background too. And I was at my apartment as an adult. I was binge watching Criminal Minds because it was just the show I had put on in the background to just like be background noise. And my landlord failed to tell me that there was maintenance being done in my basement. And let's just say I got super freaked out because I saw like the way the windows were set up. I was like right next to one of the windows and I saw like a shadow and a figure walk by and I was like, "Oh my god, there's someone around my apartment." And I was like super freaked out and I didn't know what to do. And then I heard like footsteps going down the stairs into the basement and I was like, "Oh my god. Oh my god." Like no. No, why me? And I thought like for sure they were just gonna like hide in the basement and wait for someone to come down and then like murder that because there was no way into the like the basement was on the outside and it was like an older house that someone was renting out. So like the steps to the basement were on the outside of the building and there was no like inside access to the basement. So I technically was inside and safe. But I was like, they're just gonna wait for someone to like walk down and then they're just gonna like attack. And since then, I kind of stopped watching a lot of crime dramas because I didn't want my whole life to be like, oh my god, scary person, you know. Okay. White and white. His little shoes are going to be black. And I just now decided that he's wearing shoes. Although barefoot would be kind of cute too. Barefoot. Barefoot because I said it out loud and now I like the idea. Okay. So, yes, to bring it full circle and away from like spooky adult things, um, spooky kid things were just like spooky for no reason. Plenty of reason, I guess, but like I don't know, silly, scary things. Or like, I was always scared to, I'm still scared to fly, but for other reasons. I was always scared to fly as a child because it was like, what if someone accidentally like opens the door or a window and we all just get sucked out of the plane? And that's not how planes work. And I come to realize that as an adult. I don't like flying anyways because it gives me anxiety because there's too many things that could go wrong. Not that they're gonna go wrong, but they definitely could go wrong. So it gives me a little bit of anxiety. All right. All right. He's so freaking cute. I'm glad I changed him into a cat, I think. And before we do the outline, I'm going to give him a little green, a dark green stem for his pumpkin that he's holding. So I feel like that's going to add a little contrast. a minifig. And little, cute little dot eyes. Yee! He's so cute. I love him. Okay. We're going to go over the whites one more time on his outfit. Just once more. And then well, actually, I don't even know if I really need to go over the whites one more time. Maybe take the little gray, go over that spot, and a little bit of that spot. Cover his ear a little bit better. Whisper into the microphone so people can't hear what I'm saying. Perfect. Okay. And I think for this one, I'm going to keep the border white because I think that that adds a better, like, border than making it black, because there's a lot of already, like, darker colors in it that I think if we did a black background, it would make the whole thing look too dark, in my opinion. And while it is supposed to be dark, I don't want to detract from the darkness of the picture. So we're just going to go fine line it, and then we're going to be done. Oh, I lied. I'm not done after the fine line. We got to do my favorite part, which is the highlights. I feel like I'm concentrating on this one so much that my brain is like, I don't even know what to talk about. Because I don't want to turn it too much, but I might have to. Give him little spiky hairs. Okay. All right. I'm sorry for all the spinning. Gosh, he's so cute. Like all ACOs that I'm doing, this will be available on my eBay for auction in the next couple of days. I'm going to try and get it up by the end of this week. So I'm trying to be better about that. That one shouldn't be red, but it's okay. I might have to go over those so that they're all one unique, unanimous color. That's what I wanted to say. And I am implementing the rule for myself because I like this rule, because I feel like not everybody can afford to buy the ACOs, and as much as I want to be like making a profit on them, what if I just do like a little sure. As much as I want to be making a profit on them, I don't want to like restrict art enjoyment just to people who can afford it. So I've been tossing around this idea that I will leave the auction up for the 6 days, because eBay does like the 6-day auction period. And at the end of the 6 days, if it hasn't been sold, it gets taken down and put in a box, and that box will be used for giveaways that I will be hosting on my TikTok. So if you want to follow me for updates on that, for updates and how to enter the contests and be a part of that as well, um, you can follow my TikTok under the same username, the Vampire Painter. Yeah, and I am going to be posting the newest giveaway fairly soon as well that can be entered. I don't think it's going to be having like this guy in it yet because he just got made today. So he has his 6-day period that he has to wait. But if you're interested in, my God, words are failing me right now. If you're interested or just want to show more support than on YouTube or want silly videos on TikTok, I can't say that I post anything really that different on TikTok. Not as much as a yap sesh, but more about like art and progress and sometimes ACOs that I do in between doing like the videos. Um, yeah, if you want to follow me, go ahead and do that. If not, then I appreciate your continued support on here. The point of that was that I think art should be able to be enjoyed and had by even people who can't necessarily afford to purchase it. Because I get that. Like in this economy, I completely understand. And giveaways help both me and you guys. You get the cute little ACOs, and I use them as a way to grow my audience. So it's a win win. Oh my God, I didn't give him a toe on this foot. Okay. And I think I'm going to leave the border lineless. I think. I think. I think that it looks nicer without the line of the border. Okay, so the last little detail that I need to do is my favorite part, the highlights in his little eyes. That was a big highlight. Let me fix it. Let me fix it one more time. Hold on. I was like looking at it on the thing. It is gonna go over the eyeball. Over this eyeball. Might just have to stick to one little dot, even though I want to do many dots. I'd only get to do a little shine on his nose. Boop. And boop. And boop. Perfect. Do a little boop, boop, boop. And boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. That means that our cute little raccoon turned cat is done. Look at him. Look how cute he turned out. Now, is he perfect? No, but nothing's perfect. And I quite like how he turned out. He's so freaking adorable. So, as always, thank you guys for sticking with me and giving me the confidence I need to get my butt into gear about making these videos. And I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you whenever the next video gets uploaded. Goodbye.